Hello students and namaste everyone. I am Dhaval sir and our today's topic is your literature part, that is Honeydew chapter number 2, Tsunami. So basically in this chapter there are different stories about different people who had faced tsunami, right, and how did they react and what all destruction and loss of property took place during tsunami is given in this chapter. So there are some sorrowful stories also, and there are some people who kept their presence of mind and they fought against this thing, right? So they tried to save themselves as well as the life of the other people also. So basically this chapter is divided into three parts. So in our this lecture today we'll only study the first part of the chapter. Okay, so it is chapter number 2, the tsunami. A tsunami is a very large, so as we already have studied about tsunami in our 8th standard, right, natural disasters. What is tsunami? So tsunami is long waves created in the sea due to the uh, earthquake or landslide, right? So due to all these factors there is a tsunami, that is the large waves which are created, which are very destructive. So a tsunami is a very large and powerful wave caused by earthquakes under the sea. On 26th December 2004, a tsunami hit Thailand and parts of India such as Andaman and Nicobar Islands and the Tamil Nadu coast. Here are some stories of courage and survival. So as I said that in this chapter we are going to see many different stories in which there is some sad stories about the loss of death of many people, as well as the stories about people who showed courage and they survived their life. Did animals sense that a tsunami was coming? Some stories suggests that they did. Right. So many a times we have also heard that the animals like the dogs or the cats or the different animals, whenever there is a kind of problem or a natural disaster is going to take place, they start behaving in an awkward way, right? We have seen many a times that if there is going to be earthquake or anything, the dogs they start barking. So do you think that there is some extra power or something with them, right? So many stories suggest that yes, they do have. God has provided them with some extra sense, there is extra sensing powers through which they can sense the danger or the problem which is coming towards them, right? So in this chapter also we'll see some stories where the animals, that is the dogs or the elephants, they realized or they sensed the danger and they started behaving in a different way. Okay, so here is a picture where you can see the destruction taking place due to tsunami. So we'll start with the first story. These stories are all from the Andaman and Nicobar archipelago. Archipelago means what? So it is a group of islands surrounded by the sea. Okay. Ignatius was the manager of a cooperative society in Kachal. So Kachal is again a place, it is an island in Nicobar. His wife woke him up at 6 a.m., that is in the morning, because she felt an earthquake. Right. So when Ignatius' wife felt earthquake, she woke Ignatius up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Ignatius carefully took his television set off its table and put it down on the ground so that it would not fall and break. Right, because we know that during the earthquake many things they fall off from the walls and everywhere, and there is a destruction. Then the family rushed out of the house when the tremors stopped. Tremors means what? So here the meaning is given a slight shake, right? The shaking of the earth is known as tremor. So when the tremors stopped, they saw the sea rising. They saw the sea rising means the waves in the sea were rising like anything. In the chaos and confusion. Chaos means what? So it is a kind of situation where the person doesn't know what to do and what not to do. So it is a kind of situation of confusion. Okay. So when the tremors stopped, they saw the sea rising In the chaos and confusion, two of his children caught hold of the hands of their mother's father and mother's brother and rushed in the opposite direction. So, the direction from which the tsunami waves were coming, they rushed towards the opposite direction. He never saw them again. That means, through these lines, we can understand that their children, that is Ignatius and his wife, right? So, their children might have died in this tsunami, and that is the reason they have never seen them again. His wife was also swept away. Only the three other children who came with him were saved. Right? So, this is the story of Ignatius. Okay, we'll move further. The next story is Sanjeev was a policeman serving in the Kachal Islands of the Nicobar group of islands. He somehow managed to save himself, his wife, and his baby daughter from the waves. But then he heard cries for help from the wife of John, the guest house cook. Right, so they might be having a guest house where they had a cook, and that cook's child was crying. So Sanjeev went over there to rescue the child. Sanjeev jumped into the water to rescue her, but they were both swept away. That means they also died in the water. The next story is 13-year-old Meghna, 13-year-old girl Meghna. Meghna was swept away along with her parents and 77 other people. She spent 2 days floating in the sea. Right, so it is a very uh, dangerous thing. Right, continuously for 2 days she was floating in the sea, holding on to a wooden door. Even 11 times she saw relief helicopters overhead. That means whenever there is a kind of destruction or damage, right, when any natural calamities take place like flood or earthquake or something like that, right, from the government side there are the relief functions or orders given, and that in that relief orders helicopters were sent to provide help to the people, right, who were stuck in the tsunami or the flood. Right, so what happened? Meghna, who was a girl, she saw 11 times a relief helicopter overhead. Overhead means above her, but they didn't see her. She was brought to the shore by a wave and was found walking on the seashore in a daze. Right, in a daze means insensible or dumb, stood or shocked. Right, so she didn't know what to do and what not to do. So she was found in such a kind of situation at the seashore. Almas Javed was 10 years old. She was a student of Carmel Convent in Port Blair, where her father had a petrol pump. So this is again a new story about a girl named Almas. Her mother Rahila's home was in Nankorvi Island. The family had gone there to celebrate Christmas. When the tremors came early in the morning, the family was sleeping. Alma's father saw the sea water recede. Recede means going back or moving back, right? So water was going back. He understood that the water would come rushing back with great force. So his father had some idea. So he thought that as the water is moving back continuously, again when it will come back with a great force. He woke everyone up and tried to rush them to a safer place. So when he realized that there is some sense of danger, he woke all the family members and they went to a safer place. As they ran, her grandfather was hit on the head by something and he fell down. Her father rushed to help him. Then came the first giant wave that swept both of them away. So, Alma's father, who went to rescue or help his father, was also swept away. That means they also got flooded in. They also got in the water. So they also got swept in the water and they died. Alma's mother and aunts stood clinging to the leaves of a coconut tree. Stood clinging. Clinging means to hold together, right? Like this, to hold together. So they were clinging to the leaves of a coconut tree, calling out to her. A wave uprooted the tree. So again, when a big wave came, even the tree, the coconut tree, was uprooted. That means it came out, and they too were washed away. So they also got drowned in the water. Alma saw a log of wood floating. That means a big piece of wood was floating in the water. She climbed onto it. Then she fainted. Fainted. When she woke up, she was in a hospital in Kamorta. That is the place in Nicobar, Andaman Nicobar Islands. From there, she was brought to Port Blair. Right. So again, Port Blair is a place in Andaman Islands. The little girl does not want to talk about the incident with anyone. She is still traumatized. Traumatized means she is still in a great shock, right? And she is still distressed. So these were some of the stories which we have seen in the past part 1, and the remaining two part, that is part 2 and part 3, we'll discuss in the next lecture. So till then, thank you so much everyone for watching my video, and to see the second and the third part, please watch my video. Until then, stay healthy and stay safe.